Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris, and for today's video, the energy that you are stepping in with, it's continuing and it's following with this new moon in Cancer. And so it's a lot of your emotions, a lot of your desires, a lot of your intentions that you've put aside. A lot of these wishes, these dreams, these hopes that you put aside, and you said, you know what, I'll deal with it later. I'll take a look at it later because it's not practical. It's not going to get me to the place that I need to be. And so with your understanding that you're not going to get to the place that you need to be because it just might not yield the result that you're looking for instantly. So it's finding a way just to not to make it happen, the focus being more of setting the intention for what it is that you want to create, who you want to be, who you want to become, and what you choose to continue to build. Because you're here to foster, to grow, to foster, to nourish, to feed this part of yourself. Any desires that we have, any intentions that we have, any little inspirations that come out. These are parts of ourselves that are real, that are true, and that ask to be honored, that ask to be seen, that are asking to be held. And so giving yourself the space to put into it, to do it, whether it doesn't matter about the result that it yields, as I've said before, it's just making it come to life. And so having it be something that you experience, it just could be the embodiment of it. It just could be you're starting to learn what it means for you to put it together. What does it need to look like? What are the words that you need to use, or any type of creative projects, any tools? And so what are things that you can do? A job that you can possibly have that allows you to have enough energy so you can focus into this dream, into this vision, into this desire that you have, into this impulse that you are wanting to create and foster. It's important now for you to start this project, for you to start this action, this intention, this creativity, because you're learning a little bit more about who you are authentically meant to be. And I'm saying meant to be, not that who you are, because who you are meant to be means that in your mind you are seeing yourself separate, that you feel like you cannot exist authentically because there might be someone that judges you, someone that puts you down. It might seem like it's a bit dangerous. It might feel like it's not the right environment, that you don't have enough resources and tools, a community, a support system to help bring to life this part of yourself, this authentic, expressed self. And even though you might even have the ideal support team, it just could be that you don't see that they are that ideal support system that you did need, that they aren't as open and broad and welcoming for you to exist and for you to go through your changes and your little interpretations and your little downfalls, and they'll still be there. They'll still be present, available, and ready to embrace you, to welcome you, to hear what you have to say, to hear about the experience that you've been on, the journey that you've been on, what you were learning, what you've picked up, and what you're here to teach, because they want to share it with you. They're excited to hear you out. And so with knowing that this is welcoming, that you are welcomed here, You are being encouraged to show up more authentically, more purely. And at this very moment, the parts of you that you have not been showing up authentically, the parts of you that you have been afraid to stand up and voice and defend, not that you need to defend it, so that's there's a little bit more to that little defense part. It's not that you're defending to justify why it needs to be here, because the reason why that part of you or this you is to exist is because it's any and every life exists. Of course, it's worthy. No one says you are worthy, you're not, none of that BS, And so it's just, for whatever reason, people around you have told you, or you have picked up on little stories that it's not okay to show up like this. But you're learning, you're practicing to show up authentically, to show up whole and full, and to protect yourself when you need to go seek a place, a safe space for you to settle back into, for you to go through your journey, that you know that you're not going to have someone force you to learn what you are going to learn, but that they will be compassionate, gentle, soft enough to hear you out, soft enough to listen and watch you grow, watch you flower, watch you bloom. The parts of you that you have just put aside, it's time to give it the room and the space to create the ideal environment for you to flourish. And in this place, you will meet parts of yourself that you do not like. You will meet parts of yourself that just are heavy, dense, even toxic. And it's compassionately meeting yourself, slowing down, giving yourself the space to allow for even these parts of you to exist. To give it a space, a room, to extend the courtesy that you would to others, to yourself. Extend that compassion towards yourself. And it's when you begin to do that, you start to listen, you start to hear these little parts of yourself that you haven't been able to listen to. And it starts to make sense. It starts to make sense about who you have been, why you've been wanting to build, create and foster this, why this has inspired you. You know what? You don't even need to know why. Because this part of you, it's not meant to be logically understood. It's not practical. This part of you is more of an embodied, felt part. That's the part that wants to live. It wants to exist without having to explain itself. Now, is it worthy enough to exist? Of course. That worthiness for this part of you, this project, this passion to exist, this desire to come alive, to be lived, for others to experience it, whether it triggers them and they lash out, whether they reject it, whether they're repelled by it. I don't know if I said the correct word right there, but let's pretend I did. Whatever the reason is, whether it's negative or positive, do you allow for this part of you, this passion, this desire to exist? Are you courageous and passionate enough to bring it to life? Are you daring and bold enough to bring it to life? And the thing is, you might not have the qualities nor the skill to have it exist, but you do have the potential to build it and work on it. So do just that. Take the time, put the effort, and gradually start to build it. And that's what it means to set the intention to bring about this energy, to bring to life this shadow, this impulse, this story that wants to live. Bring it to life. Because the more that you allow yourself to bring this part of you to life, you invite a part of you back. The part of you that you said, I will look at it later. I will deal with it when the time is right. When all the pieces are in place. When I have all my finances in order. When I have all my family situation in order. When this situation, when this chaos is done. You're putting all of that. You're not ignoring it. Those feelings, those overwhelms. You're not ignoring it. But you are bringing it to life. You are acknowledging it. You are putting in the work, the effort to change, to shift the frequency so you can embody, so you can hold this desire, this part of you, to incorporate it within your day-to-day life. It's phenomenal that you've learned how to address your basic needs. It's phenomenal that you put in the work to make sure that you have a home, that you have food in your belly, that you have clothes on your back, that you have a community and friends. And you know what? It was challenging to build it the first time. I'm not going to say it's going to be easier. But it's just that the more you keep doing it, it becomes normal. When I say normal, it's that you become used to the challenge, the ebbs and flows of life. And you start to notice, oh wait, you know what? I'm going to hit a little wall over here. Oh wait, this wall means I'm hitting an edge. Oh wait, this edge means a potential and a possibility for expansion. So for you to start looking at your life not as I have these milestones to achieve, but just as wait, I actually kind of want to put in a little bit of play here. Do something that's just purely for me, for my own enjoyment, my own pleasure, my own desire, that just isn't going to necessarily yield another result, but it's something I just want to do. Right? It's what we like to call a hobby. The practical, logical way of understanding it is a hobby, but your hobby can be your day-to-day life too. And so slowing down enough to make room, to set the intention, to be deliberate. Because know that any intention you set, for however long it's going to take, you will achieve it. You will have it. Now, it's just a matter of you reminding yourself that this is an intention that you've set and that you're going to complete it. And or it's an intention you have set and you said, you know what? I'm actually going to put it down because that intention I set was based off of where I was then. Where I am now is different. And it's not as practical, or it's not as, it doesn't have the same intensity, the same flow, the same flavor as it once did. But I'm going to put in other little pieces instead. There's other new desires that I have. And so fully closing down that desire, that old intention, and implementing this new one, to be more deliberate with your new intention, your desire to live this life, this experience, to hold yourself, to build, to foster this part of you. Because your desires are an extension, an expression of your soul meeting your physical body, and your physical body meeting the nature and life on earth, your family, friends, nature, your country you're in, everything, including the planetary alignments, the stars, the way they're placed, and the way that you join and connect with that and move along with that. There is so much magic and potency in that. There's a different way of living, and it's a way of living that's not just logical, but it's experiential. And bringing yourself to life. There's going to be parts of yourself that you meet that you haven't been able to meet, that you haven't been able to touch. And you're being asked, this part of you that you put aside is asking you, hey, look at me. Acknowledge me. Don't ignore me anymore. I deserve attention. And this attention is not going to come from other people. It's going to come from you. However, other people will provide you a safe space, inspiration, encouragement to continue to pursue it, to continue to build, hold, sustain the authentic parts of you, the parts of you that just are pure, playful, and people just don't reject, but they enjoy you. They enjoy being around you. They enjoy hearing your stories, your failures and your triumphs, not to, so they can use it as, as a defense and to put you down, but to lift you up, to remind you, hey, you know what? You were here at this point. Look at you now. You're doing it. You're doing something that I admire, that you have the courage to do it, to make it happen. I don't have the skills and the courage that you have. That, for you to hear people say this about you, courageously bring to life this part of yourself. I know I keep repeating myself. I keep repeating that part because that's the focus. Courageously bring to life this part of yourself. There might be a little bit more that comes through. You might find another little continuation of this video, but for now I am going to be leaving this here. I feel like this specific direction that this message wanted to go is complete. I truthfully hope that this has provided you with a little bit of solace, a little bit of clarity, a little bit of direction towards where you are being guided towards, and I encourage you to move towards your goals, even though you don't know how to make it happen. Just to acknowledge that it's there, just to feel it, even the overwhelm of it. Even if it's an overwhelm of joy and pleasure, just experience it. Bring yourself to life. Be courageous enough to live your dream. And so with that little bit, I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.